What's the price of your soul? Is it paper, is it silver and gold? Is it something that can never be sold?
What's up, everybody? You're tuned into TMITV. I'm Tiana Lene, and today joining me I have artist Big Phish.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Good. So first and foremost, tell everybody who Big Phish is.
Big Phish is an urban, suburban artist. And what I mean by that, you know, I was raised in Philadelphia. When I was 16, I moved out to Ambler, PA. I come from Southwest Philadelphia, and most of my music and most of who I am is motivated by that. So it's based on, Big Phish is just an artist, you know, who trying to really, like, I feel like trying to appeal to a diverse crowd, not just the hood, people in the suburbs, people who just dealing with life. And should I say where my name? I got my name from. I used to go by Crush Deuce, and my father was a rapper. You know, he was signed to a record label, Entre Records. He was label mates with Corrupt. So when I was young, I was real close to my grandfather, like my grandparents. And when my grandpa died, you know, I changed my name, my rap name to Crush Deuce, to pay homage to my dad, who was a rapper. You know, and then about 2 years ago, you know, my dad he got back on the rap scene, so I didn't want it to, you know, seem like, oh, I'm living under my father. So I was thinking about a rap name, and at this time, like in social media, this is when Zodiacs start becoming popular out of nowhere, and I start reading my horoscope, and I'm a Pisces, so, you know, like,
That's right now.
I say, yeah.
Pisces season.
Yeah, no, it is actually Pisces season. So like, I was like, for some reason, I saw the fish symbol, and I was reading the symbolism, and it was talking about how artistic we are, and this and that. So I looked at the fish. So like, and then I remembered in my mind, Big Phish, because you, from watching movies or hearing it a lot. And then I looked up Big Phish. And then the definition just struck me as the most important or influential person in the organization. So that's where I got the name Big Phish from.
And you spell it with a P. Why?
For Philly.
Just no.
Because I think the F would have been too bland.
Right.
You know, like, it's not as attractive as PH. So.
So outside of like coming up with your artist name, what made you want to be an artist? Like, how did you get started?
How I got started is, like I said, my dad was a rapper. So like when I was young in Southwest, like when I was going to Tilden, like at first I used to watch my dad on Urban Expressions, Channel 48. He used to be on there. Like, so like when I was young, my grandma used to call, or my sister used to be like, "Yo, your dad on TV." So I used to watch him, and then one day I just played around with rap, and like I rapped in front of my mom, and like she kind of helped me. She schooled me to a rhyme, like, 'cause I think my rap was like, "My name is Jeff and I rock the mic all day, all night, make your body rock." So now I come to the door, my people on the floor, so you better get ready for war. She was like, "Don't say rock, say hype."
She was your critic.
She say hype, so she was a critic, and she got me on the phone with my dad. And then, you know, I always freestyle. Like, I was freestyle all the time. I had a homie across the street when I lived on 61st Street in Southwest. Homie Juan, we used to, like, 50 Cent just came out, and that really, like, he really inspired me. Like, everybody wanted to rap. So I used to go to Juan house, and we used to freestyle, and like off of 12 straight beats. Like, we just go in, and then one time I went to my grandma's house, and like I stole her tape recorder, and then I had a little cassette, right? So like I used to take the cassettes, and then me and Juan would like just freestyle. We used to just make mixtapes for like the whole for the neighborhood to listen to, and people used to laugh at it. Like, but Juan had like this one rap, like it's just like damn, like, and he used to use it all the time. It was written, and like that inspired me to want to write. So I wrote my first rap, and I took it to Tilden, and everybody used to always want to hear me write that rap. But being as though I was young, but I was in an environment where everybody wanted to be on headshots, everybody wanted to be on the DVD. Most people in my school was wearing headshot hoodies. I was like, damn. My music raps about gunplay. So, that's when I start rapping, that same rap, everybody always wanted to hear it. Mm-hmm. That encouraged me to keep wanting to write.
Right, because you were appealing to people.
Yeah, like, damn, they yo, Jeff.
Right.
Come, they used to bang on the table, boom, boom, in the cafeteria, used to bang on the table. Mm-hmm. And then I used to just spit that rap, and from there, that's what started me writing.
Mm-hmm. So tell us where we are right now. Skateboard is behind us.
Yeah, skateboard.
What is this location?
Right now we in a homie of mine, two owners, Mike and Craig. We in Ambler Skate Shop. I live in Ambler. I lived in Ambler for the past 10 to 12 years. By the grace of my homie and his family. Like they let me stay in the house as long as I go to school and work. And right now I brought you here because the Ambler Skate Shop used to be down the street.
Oh, okay.
And one of my sayings is respect the foundation. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I feel like I had a lot of growth with the music. I mean, I'm not as far as I should be, but they had a lot of growth with their business too. They print all the shirts in the communities. Mm-hmm. When they started down there, the business wasn't expanded. They went from 2 partners to 3 partners and back to 2, and it's always different here, and they always supported my music. Anytime I needed a little event, they let me perform in here. Nice. And I had my t-shirts from one of my raps. I had a saying that said "fuck Jeff." They printed my t-shirts out, and it's a nice place. Like, it's a nice place to be, and they made this hoodie too, by the way, so if anybody want to get some merchandise too. Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like a thing where you kind of are growing as an artist and this business is growing with you. So
it's grown. Yeah, it's grown with and we friends outside of the business. They older than me, but out here there's not a lot to do with Ambler.
It's my first time. It's nice though.
It is nice.
It's really nice.
But one thing about nice places is boring. But we hung out a lot, and like I said, they support me, and I called them not too long ago because we do things. Some of us do things last minute, and they let me use the spot. Nice. So that's why we're here. Yeah.
That's really good. Mm-hmm. So back to the music. Growing up, who were some of your favorite artists that you admired? Like, did you have anybody that you were like, when I grow up, I want to be just like such and such?
When I was younger, right, who encouraged me, my sister, I had an older sister. She used to always watch the music videos. Like she the one who told me, like I mentioned about my pop. Mm-hmm. She used to listen to Mace, and around that era growing up, that's who was popular. Mace, Puffy, Busta Rhymes and all of them. But I never really wanted to be like them. But the first rapper I really heard who I was like, damn, who was nice was DMX.
Oh wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Because that's where when you a younger kid, you ain't writing your raps, but you want to be like these guys. They on the TV making these gestures with their hands and stuff like that. So that was the first one who inspired me. And then 50 Cent, when the 50 Cent era came out, around that time I was writing. Mm-hmm. So that's who really made me want to rap. And not only that, in the community I was in, everybody was rapping. We was all watching Headshot DVDs. We was all watching, out in Southwest, I could go right here and Reed be here, and down the street, Rain Man be up the street on Elmwood, like, and it just like to us, because of all the people around me was like idolizing them. I was like, dang, I got to get on Headshots.
Right.
So it was Headshots was more important to me than being signed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, but you know, those are like 50 Cent and DMX are like the ones who made me want to rap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you were kind of growing up and getting into being an artist and transitioning into rap, did you have a lot of friends who were, your family clearly were supportive of you? Your mom was your critic, your sister. Did you have a lot of friends who were supportive of your vision and, you know, believed you could do it, or did you have like
when I was growing up, like, this is before I moved to Ambler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was rap, I wasn't fully developed. Like, it took years and years and years to be good, you know, and you always can improve. When I first started rapping and I had my mixtape and everything, which was freestyles, the community was laughing. Like,
right.
It's the black community. So, like, it's like they didn't appeal to it. But when I moved out to Ambler and I got with my homie Matt, who does all my photos, who records my music, that's when like, over the years the music started developing, people started to believe. But when I first came out here and I went to the Upper Dublin and West Aiken, everybody just liked me because I was the black kid that rapped.
Right. So they're like, oh, we got
in a white school.
Right.
I mean, so like, and that support with drum, I'm like, damn, they really,
right.
you know, they treat you like a star.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. So, like, what motivates you today?
What motivates
to
keep doing music?
Mm-hmm.
What motivates me to keep doing music is I love it. I love putting words together, but you know, it's music is therapeutic because whatever I rap it comes from the heart. A lot of times, some people be like, "Damn, like you took the words right out of my mouth," but it's not for everybody. You know, like I'm not a rapper that can dedicate my life to just making club music, but if I'm in that type of environment where I'm having a good time all the time, I'm not stressed and I'm not dealing with this and try to figure things out, then maybe my music will graduate to that. Mm-hmm. You know, but what motivates me to do music now is the fact, because it came a point in time where I was just like, yo, I'm gonna just get a job, and I've been working like since I was 16. Mm-hmm. I always had a job, but I wanted to fall back from rap because I really like my privacy, you know. And sometimes when people come up to me and it don't be no big deal. It just be people in the community and seeing how people act towards you. They be like, yo, like they be all over you.
Yeah, you don't
to multiply that by
a lot.
Yeah, it kind of shot me away. But the fact that a lot of people got in my ear, they be like, yo. Like my homies, they never let me stop rapping. They be like, "Yo, you talented, mm-hmm. and you like you not working hard enough. You're not doing this enough. You're not doing that. You need to do this. You need to do that." And even if I tell my homie I'm stopped, somehow he like set up a show or something like that. So it motivated me when people believe in me, you know, right. and knowing that whenever I perform, like I get a certain response from people. Mm-hmm. A different response than there's been a lot of times where I perform and I got a better response than the headliner. You know what I mean? And not the headliner as in Rick Ross or somebody right. like that. But
just another
the headliner in the community,
right,
yeah.
Right.
So
right.
That motivates me.
So if you could work, you know that you're kind of in between Philly and Ambler. I don't know about the music scene up here, but mm-hmm. if you could work with one Philly artist or one Ambler artist, do you have anybody that you kind of got your eye out for? Like, I want to...
A Philly artist?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I will work with, in Philly, I will work with Core.
A lot of people mention him. Why do you...
Because I feel like as Art Gilly are people who could rap. Like, I like rap. Like, these guys could rap. Like, I would do a song with Reed. I would do a song with Vodka. I do a song with, you know, somebody who could really talk. Like Vodka would be the best bet because he can talk. Mm-hmm. Like he's poetic. I'm a poetic rapper too. But like if I would say my best bet would be Core because like he really has a lot of talent for a young age, and that's only going to get better.
Right.
You know,
Right.
or Meek. I forgot about Meek. Like Meek, a lot of like I feel like Meek is like if in a few years, and I said this years ago, like he got the potential to be the Phillies Nas. You know, like with a little more experience and getting around different, cause like, you know, you could see certain in people's like from an artist perspective, you could see certain actions in people, you know, evolve, and you could tell where they are in life. Cause I live in the suburb, I live in Ambler, so even his interaction with Drake, I'm like, oh, I understand, you know, the interaction. You feel me?
Right. Right. So do you feel like a lot of Philly artists that are trying to emerge out, do you feel like they have what it takes?
The thing is, I don't judge people. If your business is right, you could do anything. Like I'm nobody to say he doesn't have what it takes, because there's a lot of people who from Philly, a lot of people who don't like my music. Just because I don't like it don't mean it's good. Anything that's marketed right, like it's proof. Like this is the age of the internet. Right. Anything that is marketed correctly has a chance. So I ain't gonna knock somebody and say he don't make it, he won't make it. I think they have what it takes, and Philly is a place that groom real rappers. You know, even if we take somebody else's way, the South or something like that, we make it sound like Philly. Like we managed to put some lyrics in there.
So speaking of like the internet, and we are in the age of social media, do you feel like, at least with your career, social media is kind of like your tool to make it out and to hit mainstream, or do you feel like you would rather stick more to like the footwork and?
I think all of that comes into play. You know, it depends on what type of person you are. You know, like me, I'm a boring person. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a person who knows how to put words together that are true. You know, like I'm not that entertainment on social media, but I feel as though that's a good outlet for people to get to know you, because so many people are getting big. Like look at Rich Dollars, look at all these people that get big with the social media outlet. But I also think it's best to get out there and be on stage and network and start working with people, working with like-minded people that's doing what you do, you know, that's going to help you out. You know, but people of quality. I'm not talking about just random people who put a show together and there's like 10 people in there. But get out there.
So with you, like you said, you are more so like a boring person. Do you feel like, all right, so just to put this out there, I'm like a big fan of The Weeknd. Like before The Weeknd was the commercial Weeknd, I remember it was a point where he wouldn't even show his face. And I remember reading somewhere he said like, I don't do interviews because I'm a boring person. There's nothing to talk about. But now, look at The Weeknd. He's like commercial. He's to the point where I really kind of get away from his music, because it's not the same mixtape music that he used to make when he didn't care about nobody knowing who he was. He just wanted to put his music out there. Do you feel like down the line, because hearing you say I'm a boring person, do you feel like down the line you can transform into being the total opposite, like how The Weeknd is now?
You know, I think even a boring person, if they successful enough, people are just going to gravitate toward them. I think Jay-Z's a boring person. I think a lot of people are boring people.
Why do you say that?
Because like, even some people who they see me perform, they like, watch some Jay-Z stuff. He not entertaining if you go watch him. So if you going to be on stage, I'm not going to snitch on them. But they just say he don't move. They say he doesn't move around a lot, so he's not entertaining like a Kanye would be. Like people want to see a performance, but like as far as when I say boring, is like is I like to fall back. Even if I was successful, I'm just a fallback type of dude. I don't be with a lot of people. I don't do this. I don't, and I feel funny, like trying to pretend. You know, because like
and try to make yourself be
try
out
to,
there.
because I'm not like that.
Right, that's not your
that's what I
personality.
mean. Like, and I think around the right people, I'm funny. Around the right people, you know, I'm entertaining. But for me, I know I just like, I like to like stay to myself, fall back, watch a movie or something like that.
That's who you are.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, gotcha. Because I'm like, that sums that part up. But just when I heard you say that, that kind of gave me the flashback to how the weekend first started out. So I'm like, you never know, down the line, you might be a whole nother person.
But the Weeknd, like, he's a star. You know, it's like,
he got to be.
when you that big, you're confident. I mean, I have confidence, but when you that big, it's just like, you just adapt to it. You could do whatever, and it'd be cool. You know what I mean? For some people, like, he's a big artist. Like, his music speaks for itself. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. Somebody see the Weeknd, they going a whole block, a flock of people gonna gravitate to it.
Gotcha. So let's say we had just like a random person walking around, y'all, just a random customer, and you want them to get in tune with your music. Why do you feel like your music is worth listening to? Like, how would you sell your music to that random person?
How would I sell it? See, me, I usually give them a sample. I think my music is good to listen to because there's a lot of people out there that are like-minded and like who want to listen to it. You know, you know, if a random person walking here, they're not necessarily going to be looking for my music, but you know, is a chance that like in this area, you know, like Philly is a better area for hip hop. There's a chance in this area they're not going to be looking for it.
Yeah, no, just as an example.
Yeah,
like,
but as an example, why do I feel? How would I sell it? You know, it's some real thought-provoking music. I think it could persuade people to think differently, or it's feel music. You can feel it. Like is a lot of the stuff I talk about. It's nothing that people don't think about. You know, it's just that some of the stuff that I say, people may not say it.
You feel like people are scared to say
I think people are scared to be who they are. Like, if a person, like, most people won't say, oh, when I was growing up, a lot of people tried to jump me, a lot of people did this, a lot of these things happened to me. No, they're going to cover up.
So where would you rank yourself amongst other Philly artists right now?
Where would I rank myself? Considering that not a lot of people know me, I wouldn't really. What do you mean? Do you talent-wise?
Talent-wise.
I would rank myself like, I would like to rank myself like with the Black Thoughts and stuff, and like that's how I rap. I rap like I feel like I could have a place on the roots, but I really don't. I came to a point like, you know, like how somebody said, right? Eminem or Jay-Z was the best rapper alive. That would be controversial because people be like, no, Jadakiss is
right.
This person is the. Now, if you say these two are one of the best,
right?
Now it's not controversial.
Right.
So I feel as I am definitely a person that captures people's ears based on, you know, like the people who I see gravitate towards my music. But as far as ranking in Philly, I really don't. I'm just Big Phish. Like he's me, he's core. I don't really want to compare myself to nobody. I want to keep it in the sense of business, and people listen to my music without, you know, because when you start to compare, now they looking for why is he better than him, you know. So I don't really rank myself higher than anybody. That's for the people to rank.
Gotcha. So do you feel like you are? Of course, you're not. I don't think none of us in this room is where we want to be. But do you feel like, at least for 2018, right now in this moment, do you feel like you're on track to where you want to be as an artist, or do you feel like it's still?
As an artist, yes, because I'm moving gradually. I get ads on social media almost every day, I just people need to see me more.
Yeah.
You know, because
I agree.
that's the problem. Like, I need to start doing shows. I need to start performing.
So, like,
And
what's the hold up? What are you waiting on?
What's the hold up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go to school and I work,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these people they charge for these shows. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm paying for school and I'm paying to eat. Like, so
Gotcha.
I don't want to, pay these promoters, but I'm working towards. I got something in the works right now with some people who want to help me out, and they want to show me how to monetize,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to keep me doing shows and tours. And
So it's
I
not
wanna
like
see how that goes.
It's not a thing where you're like, you just don't want to do it. You're trying to learn the best way to like get
Yeah.
yourself open.
Mhm.
Because it's a lot of artists that's out here that's like, they lazy. They feel like it's gonna come to them when it comes to them.
Nah,
But
nah.
at least you're working in the right direction to
Right.
find the right business moves to make to
Right,
get yourself
right.
out there. So
Right.
that's always a good thing. What would you say would be like your biggest failure and accomplishment so far, if any, trying to get into the industry and
My biggest failure, I don't know. I would say that my biggest failure is not taking risks. Because like my thing is, if something don't seem right to me, which most of the time it don't, I'm not going to take the risk. Like I overthink certain things, and I think that's the biggest failure. Or not wanting to do things with people from having a big head or people saying you the hottest and stuff. That's a failure to me because I've seen a few people get successful off that music who used to want to do music with me. And I would turn up a cheek because I had a big head, like, oh, I'm hot, I'm too hot to do a song with that, and they blew up. So like that's the biggest failure, and I'm trying to change that because even now, I get random people who want to do a verse with me, and sometimes I just don't want to. Based on their catalog, I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to be more open to, networking. So I think having a big head is a failure, and not being humble is a failure.
Okay. And what about an accomplishment?
An accomplishment, I opened up for, I did an old school hip hop show, which I opened up for Rakim and a bunch of Charlie Baltimore and stuff like that. And I also did the Philly Hip Hop Award Cypher 2017.
How did that go? Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed it. I was amongst a lot of people who actually surprised me. They all rap very well, and I think that's an accomplishment because even something like that, people look at it like, oh, he did this, and people were proud. My family members like, this is my cousin. Da, da, da. So like that made me proud. That certain people were proud of me. So that's an accomplishment to me.
Gotcha. So if you can give younger people that are trying to come up and get into being an artist and just trying to make their way out, what is one word of advice you would give to people trying to come up?
Learn the business and stay away from the promoters because they have nothing to do with the music. Those show promoters, they're trying to make money for themselves. And I would advise you to really take heed to monetizing your music if you're in a position where you don't have to pay bills and stuff like that, and you're a younger artist and you really just get a job, put $200 aside for every paycheck for a year, you have 10 grand, and invest that and start utilizing this stuff on the web. Focus on your image and focus on your music and do it for the love of it. Make sure it's what you want to do. Make sure you want to be approached by people. You want to let go of that privacy. Make sure you want to give it your all, and you can make it. Like I can't tell you can't make it because like who am I to say that? There's a lot of people that make it that I don't like. A lot of people don't like my music. Don't get discouraged by nobody, and don't let nobody who aren't in a position already tell you how to make music, how to do it, or like how to do you. Do you. So that's my advice.
And one last thing, what is one motivational quote that you live by? Because I think hearing everybody's, hearing different people's thought processes when it comes to like having motivation, it's just really interesting to me. So what's one
Mine is
motivational quote?
mine is really interesting to me because my dad told me this, and my mom could tell me a million things. You never listen to a woman as far as like your mom when you're young, like you would listen to a man. And my dad told me this, 2 quotes. That's always stuck to me.
2 quotes.
One, he told me, if you go to jail, I'm not getting you out. 1. And 2,
That's a motivation.
it's motivation to do good.
To not go to jail, right?
Yeah, and because I didn't want to be there. But, and also, no dummies, no chumps. That's something I could pass on to my son. No dummies, be smart. And don't let nobody get over on you.
That's different.
No dummies, no chumps.
That's different. Okay. I feel you on that one. No dummies, no chumps.
Listen, this is Big Phish. Follow me on Instagram at Big Phish 247. If you want to listen to some of my older music, go to Dat Piff and look for Crush Deuce, CRUSHBEUCE. Vividly Humble. That's one of the first mixtape projects I did. If you want to listen to some of my latest work, I just dropped the diplomatic immunity freestyle on my SoundCloud. That's Big Phish PLC. But if you go on my Instagram, the link is actually in my bio. And also, I'm gonna leave y'all with a little freestyle. Freestyle is in a sense of not a song. Is written. But I remain silent in the room. Nods and smiles, maybe a near. Foolproof attitude, I don't give a care. From time to time, tell them what they want to hear. Shorten the conversation, I don't care to share. Giving off discrimination in your stare. Young man that mature fast, but I'm poor, making living off of corner store cash. At an age where they quote the Bible or Quran, got a European name and the image of our sign. My dream is to live a positive life and break bread with my people like the body of Christ. Turn my heart inside out. You love me, do the same with my mind. You critically judge me. Though I seen plenty days I ain't love me. Follow the crowd that never was me. Rather die on my feet before I live on my knees, scrubbing the floor. Saying to myself, nothing is more. That's the best lie I told. Discourage me from my goal. Die young, population control. Praise to the Most High if I let it be old. It's the big one.
Everybody got dreams. 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 Everybody got dreams.